yeah.
Throw your hands up, everyone. Shake the stress that's killing you. Fancy footwork just like me. Shake it over this dance floor. Throw your hands up, everyone. Shake the stress that's killing you. Fancy footwork just like me. Shake it over this dance floor.
Enjoy your life, be free and right. Enjoy your life, have some fun and enjoy.
Coming up on Mental Health Marty, tips for staying well during the holidays. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Hey, it's me. It's Martina Sellers, your mental health hygienist, coming to you live and in living color in Southern California. Listen, the sun ain't shining, but the temperature is much better than the East Coast. Oh my God. I don't know how y'all doing it, but I'm so glad that you're joining us. Listen, I'm so excited to bring back always our kind of show we do right before Christmas, just to remind everyone how to stay well in everything you're doing. So listen, if you are out there, let us know you're listening. I know this was kind of last minute, and I was like, hey, let's do a show. Well, I didn't say it, someone else said it, but they don't get credit for it. But anyway, we said, let's do a show, and here we are as we are in, can you believe we're 2 weeks out from closing out this year? And it has been a whirlwind of a year. 2025. Listen, we entered one way, we're going to exit another way. But I've been saying since 2025 has started, y'all, I've been living in Goshen, and I am living in promise, in the dream, and keeping the dream alive. So we are so glad that you've joined us today. So yes, tonight's show has my idea. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. But we're so glad. Listen, let us know you're listening and all that great stuff, but like and share and doing that stuff. But let me remind you what this show is all about, because we have Mental Health Marty. Listen, the Mental Health Marty show is really a psychodynamic and psychoeducational. I'm getting real expansive in here. Psychoeducational tool. It is designed to be a supplement. Let me say that again, a supplement to what you're already doing when you're seeing your therapist, when you're seeing your coach and all these other things. But we are never to be a substitute for anything that you're doing. Because in this day and age, I was talking to someone just today, and he says, man, it's just good to talk to another brother about what's going on in my life and feeling the pressures. And that's what it is to do, simply to spark ideas and conversations and thought, because we can no longer suppress everything that we're going through, but also to celebrate good times. So if you're experiencing any type of psychiatric emergency, please dial 988 or go to your nearest urgent care and or emergency room that you might get the special attention and help that you need. But today, please like and share this show. How do you do that? If you are on YouTube, we want you going on YouTube, because that's how we get to read your comments that are on YouTube. So if you are not on YouTube, please go to the Mental Health Marty Show. And when you see that little button and then that says subscribe, subscribe, you'll hear that to let you know that you will catch every time we go live in a show, that we want to make sure that you are with us. But as they say, it's the most wonderful time of the year, but that is not always the case for everybody. So, yes, Miss Penny, how are you, darling? Hope all is well. I hear you're going to see your son. I'll be praying your strength in the Lord in these last and evil days. But hope that I heard you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. But we want to talk about today tips for remaining well. This is a time when seasonal affect disorder comes in. This is a time when depression can be high, when our dreams and desires to want to do things is a lot higher than what our budget can sometimes afford. And then we're caught between a rock and a hard place in so many situations. But we want to talk about that today. And I'm so glad to have my brother from another mother. We fight like we real brothers, but this is my brother. Listen, love this band to death because you don't have those people that you can just call and they don't judge you any way that it goes, and they just with you ride or die. Well, Thomas is that ride or die dog for me, and so glad that he's here because he was the one who called me and says, "What? We're not doing the Christmas show?" I said, "Yes, Thomas, we're doing the Christmas show." So let's bring to the stage, of course. Hey, Cassandra, none other than drumroll. Thomas Davis. Thomas.
Good evening, Marty. How are you?
I'm well, Thomas. How are you?
I'm glad you gave credit where credit is due. To our listening audience, Marty was not going to do this show.
I was not. Really? Is this what we're doing tonight?
Tonight?
You haven't
Happy
even been
holidays. Happy holidays. How many days left until December 25th?
What is it, 9 now? It was 10, I think. Yeah, 9 days. I still got stuff to do. Man.
Me too.
And I ain't seen no FedEx package that come from DC.
I ain't seen nothing that came from Cali.
Sure enough, sure won't.
I got a package today, but it wasn't from California. Hey. We ain't gonna touch that. But how you doing, Marty? How are you? Okay.
That was good. That was good. No inside jokes. Man, I'm doing well. Listen, much better than y'all because, it was, again, like 75 degrees today. It was like 80 degrees this weekend. And I just refuse to turn on the air conditioner because I'm like, it's December. I would not turn on the air. I do not care. Just pull up an extra fan and drink some cold water and everything. But how you guys doing out there? Because that cold front is no joke.
I just pulled my phone out. Our temperature. Hey, Miss Sellers. We are currently at 29 degrees. And tonight is going to feel like it is 15 degrees. So, yeah, we ice cold.
Ooh, Miss Tanya, good to see you tonight. No. I don't do all that. I since I left Ohio in '83, babe, let me tell you something. I can't do the cold anymore. And here in California, if it gets in the 40s, we're like, ooh, it's cold, and we feel like we got to pull out our fur coats and hats and everything else, scarves and everything. But yes. Thomas, and I love that we've been doing this Christmas thing for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yes, for a long time.
Wow. And I was looking at some new statistics that they were showing, and the time frame after Christmas till New Year's is, they're saying statistically, the highest suicide rate among Black men.
Yes. Share with us why do you think that is the case, and what do Black men and other men, but particularly Black men, go through during these times of holidays that's supposed to be joyous, but can turn to be disastrous? It's interesting that you bring that up because we literally did a training at my organization last night on suicide awareness and being able to plan and support for suicide ideation and suicide attempts. And so one of the things that we talked about last night was just the fear of being alone, the fear of isolating ourselves. Not everyone have or has family members that they are close to, that they are
able to pick up the phone and call. We have had a lot of
Right.
deaths that has happened
Right.
this year, that has happened last year. Things are happening around us. You also got to
Hmm.
think about the fact that many individuals just went back to work, and some people
Right.
are just to get ahead of the curve financially. And so when you think about suicide rates, everyone wants to make everyone happy, right? We want to be able to wake up on Christmas Day and provide that wonderful gift. And sometimes you
Right.
put
Right.
all into something and somebody rejects it. It makes them feel like, wow, I spent all of my money and you don't like this. And then on
Hmm.
top of that, just to land the plane, we are just in some very interesting times to where there are a
Yeah.
lot of men that are going through life, navigating through life, undiagnosed, untreated, unsupported, and they feel that they can carry the weight on our shoulders and not realizing that the weight is tearing us down. So it could be
Yeah.
a various different reasons and rhymes to it.
No, I agree, and I think that a lot of times there's a pressure of because men oftentimes we're seen as the providers and protectors, and the weight upon
Yes.
having to provide this fabulous Christmas, and especially when we're talking about single fathers or just men in general, or the pressures that this holiday brings, that I have to overspend because I have to get and let me tell you, gifts are not cheap. I
No.
mean, this new iPhone 17, thank God for a company that it can be a tax write-off, but listen, I would keep that old one if it didn't do so many do its own little thing. And they're like, here's your new phone. I'm like, oh, thank you.
Right.
But with all the pressures, I mean, teenagers and not even preteens are asking for iPhones and iPads and iPods and eye ears and eyeglasses and uh, eye shoes and just everything with a
Just
small eye.
I. Right.
Right, right. And
Right.
how do you keep up
Right.
with that? Or the Switch and so many other things. The Meta glasses and the Meta goggles and how do we keep up with that? And how do we get back to because I'm really struggling this year with going I don't want to necessarily say going over my budget, but I think I'm
Hmm.
just tired of buying meaningless gifts that we forget about the next day. And I have got into a lot of debt for no reason, for a point that I feel I have to prove to everyone else to validate my worth. And
Mm.
then when the bills come the following month, or I rob Peter to pay Paul, pay half the electric bill, don't pay the car note, do all these other things, and then I find myself not even before New Year's Eve in this huge debt and not knowing how to get out of it because now I was the big man for a few hours, but now I got to face reality in what we have
Right.
to do.
Wow, Marty, I think you are spot on with that because I think what we also have to realize is society tells us that we
Mm,
have to do these things in order to make Christmas magical and do all of
right.
those things, having all of the gifts and the iPhones. And you forgot about the shoes. Let's not talk about the Jordans and the red bottoms and the coaches and all of those shoes.
Yes.
We have forgotten the fact, and you hit something on the head about we purchase all these things, and then you
Yes.
see someone open it up on Christmas Day, and then they take the
Right.
clothes and they throw it to the side because all
Right.
they want to see is something that is intentional for them, which is that mechanical things.
Right.
We lose sight of what's tangible, like life,
Mhm.
life clothes, like those things that we can use after Christmas, but we want to
Right.
focus on those iPhones, those switches, and which don't get me wrong, when I was younger, I had the
Of course.
Nintendos, the Pac-Mans, all of those things. But I also enjoyed going to school with some new shoes and my Dallas Cowboys jacket because I wanted to flex at school. But I think it has shifted
Sure
a
didn't
little
put on the
bit.
Cleveland Browns,
No, 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 no. Not in my house. We had
Pittsburgh
Dallas
Steelers.
Cowboys. That was my mother. That's online tonight. We had a
Okay.
divided house. We had a
Uh
divided
oh.
house. But
Uh
yes,
oh.
but all of that to say, as you were saying, like we spend so much money and we go into
Yeah.
debt. We take out loans. We max out credit cards. We do all those things. And sometimes we don't do something and we don't receive this one word in return, these two words, thank you.
Mm,
It
mm.
becomes expected that we're supposed to do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even with that, now Thomas, let's talk about what it does to our mental and physical selves and how that then spills out with our self-esteem and some of these other things. What are you seeing and what are you experiencing, whether it's with your clientele from the
Mhm.
amazing schools that you work in and
Mhm.
doing all these
Mhm.
things? And what is the kind of the common thread that you are seeing, especially in DC?
I think what we see a lot here in DC is we see a lot of our young people that have aspirations to have these nice things. And we see a
Hmm.
lot to where our youth tell our parents, hey, I want to get the new iPhone iOS. Or we see it in the young people said, I want this goose jacket that's $500 that when you walk down the street, they are robbing you for it. And I think
Right.
sometimes our families and our parents feel that they have to go into debt to make that need and to make that child feel that I heard you, I support you. But sometimes we have to be able to set those boundaries because
Yeah.
after Christmas, our young people and even sometimes us as adults, we don't think about that. It's not just Christmas, Marty, that we got to look at Christmas Day with gifts. Some of us
Right.
have dinners, some of us have people over. If you come to my house right now, my light bill is sky high because I have Christmas lights everywhere. So when you think about the holiday season in its within itself, it is a expensive season, whether it's
Yes.
Thanksgiving, whether it's Christmas, whether it's New Year's Eve, all of those celebrations bring upon extra financial strength.
What would be a tip that you want to give tonight to the persons that's watching or someone that might watch the replay on this? What is one of the life tips that you personally use in your daily or in this time, this seasonal time, to keep you from going off on the deep end?
The first thing is I'm gonna give a personal testimony. My mother keeps asking me, "Well, what do you want for Christmas?" And I know my mom is listening, so yeah, don't comment in the chat. Just listen to what I'm saying.
Comment,
One of the
please.
one of the things that I
Turkey
shared
legs
with
is
her,
speaking.
one of the things that I share with my mom is I don't need anything but just
Right.
us to wake up together and just be in the moment and just celebrate life, celebrate the fact that we have a roof over our head.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, we got to get back to what you and I started this Christmas show about, the gift that
Mhm.
keeps on giving, the gift
Right.
of love, the gift of peace, the gift of joy, the gift of understanding that we are still alive to be able to celebrate each other. So if
Mhm.
I could give anyone a tool or a tip is don't break the bank for a 12-hour day,
Mm.
a 24-hour day.
Wow.
Don't break the bank because at the end of the
Right.
day, you still got to wake up that next day and figure out how you're going to make ends meet. As Marty said earlier, we got to stop robbing Peter to pay Paul when Sally is waving at the end of the day that they need their money.
Well, I just wait. I need my money as well. But
Yo, I need some money.
I got 14 on it. $14. That's all I got on it.
I ain't got no money.
You got it. You was able to make it happen. You was able,
I
but
did.
I think that those are some amazing things. This last Friday, I was invited to be at Compton High. Shout out to Compton High School. Thomas, let me tell you this. Compton High is the perfect, I think, model. And those of y'all who have not been to Compton High in the LA area, y'all need to drive by Compton High.
Mhm.
And I think it's a perfect model of public and private collaboration. So
Mhm.
they tore down Compton High down to the ground.
Wow.
And shout out to Dr. Dre, who donated over $1 million to Compton High. I felt when I was blown away. I felt like I was walking on freaking UCLA campus. That's how beautiful that
Nice.
mug was. Let me tell you, they had state of the art everything, state of the art dance studio, state of the art music studio that they can
Wow.
record, state of the art theater that set 1,000 people, state of the art band room, state of the art choir room, state of the art uh, 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 podcasting and technology and video and everything. They had a state of the art football stadium with the outdoor track. They had a professional baseball field, a softball
Wow.
field, a soccer field, the auditorium. They had a swimming pool, and get this, a rose garden.
Wow.
I'm like, this is the way that you do it. But what I want to, but it wasn't just about the aesthetics of it. I was
Hmm.
invited to be a part of a fatherhood program there
Hmm.
at Compton, and what we were doing was encouraging the neighborhood fathers, because they're trying to get some more of the fathers involved, because we know that a lot of times fathers
Hmm.
don't get involved, or they don't know
Right.
how to get involved. And we also spoke to those young men who were still in school but yet were fathers. And you know what?
Mm.
I heard one of the kids says, you know what? I just want a box of diapers and some wipes to take care of my kid.
Wow. Powerful.
And when you yes, and just for him to be able to speak, and I think that makes such a difference. And so we're really looking at how can we begin a diaper and wipe program, just even as the basics for these students who are striving to get their education, yet striving to be the best parent, given sometimes the conditions and everything that, we don't have control over our lives a lot of times as young people, but
Right.
how to rise
Right.
above the occasion and rise above the stereotype and the negative stereotype that often society has. Let me tell you, Compton High, if y'all need to get all your kids in Compton High, and what they're planning over the next 10 years is really to tear down every high school in Compton and rebuild it from the ground up to be the
Wow.
model of what, Thomas, you're in education,
Yes.
and I know you would love it. They had ready for this, man, they had a quiet room. I guess I'm so proud of what Compton, because when we think
Hmm.
of Compton, we never want to give it praise or give it its just due. And
Hmm.
I just been moved by them. They had this huge room that was a grounding wellness room for the young people,
Wow.
that they could
Amazing.
come in. You couldn't come in and cut up. No, 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 sir, no, sir. But you could come in, get grounded, to remind you of why you were there. And sometimes we know, whether you come from a great home or whatever home, sometimes it's a fight just to get to school. Sometimes it's a
Mm.
fight just to get to work. And sometimes you need to just ground yourself. And
Right.
and what I love that they did, they were like, if they want to talk, they can talk. If they don't, just need 10, 15 minutes to get grounded, go to class, fine. That's
Right.
it.
Right. Right.
Man, Thomas, it was, and so I say all that to say that reminded me that many of us are so blessed. I now look forward to how I can help someone else. That's all the Christmas gift I
Mm.
need. How can I be a blessing to someone else? I'm not a millionaire. I'm just, I don't have all this, but I know that I'm blessed. And if I can
Right.
make a difference in someone else's life, I think it helps put into perspective my own first world problems
Mm.
to looking at other people to make sure, because what I complain about, so many other people will be so grateful for. And
Mm.
and so I guess my tip would be this, Thomas. Um, don't look at the negatives and what you don't have, but look at
Mhm.
what you do have and what you have the ability to accomplish, and how you might be a blessing to someone else in their life.
It's amazing that you said that, because I was trying to keep it surface, but since you want to go deep, let's have the conversation, as you like to say. Let's talk about it.
Let's
One of
talk
the
about it.
things that one of the things that I can say as a professional and as a man is, I've had to really sit down with myself this past weekend. And one of
Hmm.
the things that I realized, Marty, is that when you said be a blessing to someone else,
Yes.
how many times, and I'm asking the people that are listening to this show tonight, and I'm also asking those that will look at this tape again, how many of
Right.
us have actually went through our house and just looked in your home and you just see things that you purchased but you never
Mm-hmm.
used.
Mm-hmm.
Or you go into your closets and you look at clothes that you
Still
can't
got
no
tags
longer
on it.
wear, that you can't wear, and you look at and you look around in your home like I'm looking now, and it's just so much stuff. I literally was telling my mom, I have come to this point that I want my walls clean. I don't want nothing on here. I want nothing in my closet that I'm not wearing. So Sunday,
Right.
while it snowed here in the DMV, I literally went in every closet and I
Oh,
took out stuff that I haven't worn, and I literally took it to a client's house, two of my male clients' homes on Monday, and they cried. And
wow.
they said to me, Thomas, you blessed me because at the end of the day, I just lost my job on Friday
Wow.
and I have a job interview. They got brand new suits, they got brand new jeans, they got sweaters. And the tip that I'm saying, and the point that I'm trying to make is when you make that comment, it resonated with me because we are a selfish people.
Ooh.
We're selfish. And sometimes we don't realize the blessings that we have, and we just keep complaining about what we don't have, but we never stop
Mm-hmm.
the action to look around and see what we do have.
Mm-hmm.
So my
I love
tip
that.
is we got to start looking at what we have in front of us and holding
Wow.
on to that, and let some of those things go that we've been holding on into in our closets that we have no
Mm.
use for.
But Thomas,
We're
is
gonna leave
that
that
a
one alone.
cultural? Yeah, because is that something that's embedded in us as a people? Because, uh, and I can't say I've never lacked anything. I can't say that I've
Mhm.
ever. The time I was homeless, and we're not going into that because Beanie's listening. She made me homeless because she wouldn't let me come home. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a. You're laughing at my trauma?
No, because your mother about to come in your room and have a conversation
No,
with you
no,
while we live.
oh, no, she not. I'm gonna lock the door. Um, uh, but I've never gone without. I've always had something to eat.
Right.
Even it was, even when I was in college and a struggling a student on financial
Mhm.
aid and working and all those stuff.
Right.
That if nothing else, I had some pancake mix, some eggs, and maybe a few little pieces of sausage or bacon or something. So I never went without in that regards. But I think as we're looking, you hit the nail on the head. What we might toss out or no longer wear or think is out of stock can be someone else's huge blessing.
Right.
And so thank you for challenging us. What can we do to be a blessing to someone else's life?
Right.
And I do want to go back to Compton High, which was I just wish you could have seen it, man. And when you get back out here to Cali, I want to take you through there, and hopefully it's during when schools open, because we're doing a partnership with them. They even had
Nice.
this amazing um, space for community parents, and maybe it's this the schools in the communities that were also concerned not only about developing the children but developing the parents as well, and they can
Right.
come by. They had, they kept about 30 pair of shoes right there, and they got a couple shoe donations from some stores and everything, that the kids and or families could come in and get shoes. They had like 3 racks of clothes that the families could come in and get the clothes. And
Right.
you did say something, but a lot of people just got their jobs back. They said they tried to
Right.
give away, I want to say, close to 500 turkeys for Thanksgiving, and
Mhm.
the giveaway was supposed
Mhm.
to start at like 10 o'clock in the morning. They said at 7 o'clock they already had a line of 100 people waiting in line, and times are very, very difficult, because I wish I could say this administration has been kind to Black and brown people, which we know they haven't, especially our Black women who have
Yes.
lost tremendous triple and quadruple the amount of their jobs and so forth, because our intelligence becomes a threat to them. And I think I would just say, Thomas, that we need to learn to live within our means,
Hmm.
and support one another. Support
Hmm.
black and brown owned businesses.
Hmm.
Support your local businesses and
Hmm.
those type of things, and stop supporting um, businesses that don't mean us any good, who are not
Right.
pouring back into
Right.
our community, who's not giving during this season, and those type of things. So that would be my other tip, and to contact local organizations such as your the Alpha Phi Alpha, or any of the Divine Nine. I don't think any of the
Right.
Divine Nine would turn one away. I'm a part of 100 Black Men, and we gave out over 100 turkeys and Thanksgiving baskets. And last week we gave out and partnered with Omega Sci-Fi and gave out like over 100 bikes. And then we did
Wow.
another where we just gave this single father who had 4 children, went in and redid his whole apartment and gave them a
Nice.
new couch, new beds, new everything. And it's those type of things during this time that means so much, to reassure and reaffirm the family and whatever your family dynamics may look like. But that to
Right.
me is
Right.
what this holiday season is all about. Go ahead.
I think for me, this holiday season has shifted my mindset a little bit, because if you look at what has happened to some countries that has gone through
Mm-hmm.
some natural disasters, and you look at
Mm-hmm.
kids that's going to wake up on Christmas morning, and some of the kids
Right.
are going to wake up in the dark because they still don't have electricity. Or if you
Right.
look at what's happening on the university that just happened this past weekend in Rhode Island, somebody's child was murdered by senseless act. And so when you
Right.
think about the holidays in 2025, we have to think about the holidays. And this is my other tip, is that sense of being grateful that when you wake up, that person that you love or that you are friends with, that even your foes are
Yes.
still alive and well. And I think, one of the things that we got to just continue to encourage people, Marty, is to be
Right.
grateful and extend their gratitude. Yes, the toys for our kids matter, but sometimes we as adults act like the kids.
Right. 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 I
So
totally
I'm
get.
just I'm just thankful. I'm just really thankful that my mother is driving up this weekend all the way from North Carolina, and we're gonna spend a
Safe
lot of
travels.
time. We're gonna spend some time together because life is
Look, are you
precious.
cooking?
Always do.
I don't know if we can trust your cooking. We ain't never seen or tasted nothing you done cook before. I'll ask mom,
She could
can you
come.
cook?
She could come in the chat. I have taken all of her
Uh-huh.
recipes and have perfected. Actually, every year,
Oh,
what we do
I don't know if I agree with that. But
what we
uh
what
uh
we do every year, we have a fried chicken contest. She makes her chicken her way, I make my chicken my way, and my friends come over on Christmas Eve and they vote to see who has the best chicken. And you already know who gonna win.
mama, thank you.
Okay.
That's what we thought. Thank you there. So I love that tradition that you guys do. We're getting together as a family, and we always have a family Christmas Eve dinner and
Yep.
everything, because the goal is that if we get together on Christmas Eve, then everyone can spend their time at their designated houses with their children and
Right.
everything. But that's always a great time. And one of the things we decided that we're implementing back into our family is every other month praying for traveling grace. That's right, Sister Tanya, that we're going to get back together every other month as a family on the,
Mhm.
I think we said the third Sunday of every other month, and get together and have just a family, extended family dinner, just to remind each other, because people are moving or dying or getting sick and everything. And
Mhm.
praise God, my grandfather is 94 years old, and he almost look as good as me. I told him, I said, Pops, you look almost good as me. I can't tell you what he said, because but anyway. but
Woo!
it's just a blessing to
Yes,
be
yes,
around
yes.
family, friends, and that's what we did for Thanksgiving. That's what we do for Christmas. And for me, I
Nice.
much rather spend the money on having me a good ribeye steak, and
Mm.
yes, a little Chilean sea bass, maybe a lobster tail. I want some gumbo. Can you make some gumbo?
not this guy, but
See, I
I
told
can
y'all.
sing the
I
song.
told y'all he
I know
couldn't
who
cook.
can make it. I know who
I
can make
told
it
y'all
for
he,
you.
he couldn't cook. Lord, if you can,
I know. I'm not. No, that's not my mission
that's not or your ministry. Um,
or my ministry. Yeah. Moving right along. Moving right along. Moving right along. All right, Marty. Let me let me just say the most important tip that I think we really have
right.
during this time is what you see Marty and I doing, and that's just laughing and joking and just
Yes.
having a joyous time with each other. We can be so stiff and so uptight about everything in life. And sometimes we gotta see that cousin that we know that that's just who they are and just love on them, love on that
So
uncle, love on that cousin.
is that concept of radical acceptance?
Yes, yes, yes. But we just
That
gotta
cray
just
cray, they
find
always
that
gonna be
laughter.
cray cray. Yes.
Cray craze, the can I borrow $5? You got some food, the to go boxes, all of it. We just got to just love on them because that's just who they are, and we have to learn to accept them for who and what they are.
I got somebody take the go to go container. I tell my mom, if you give one more person a to go container, this
Right,
ain't the.
but maybe they need it.
Mm, that's a
Mm.
whole nother story. Yeah, that's another
But
time.
that's why I said we done got a whole lot of this periods that we just what? Don't call me after the show. Do not disturb. Leave me
I'm
alone.
calling you after the show. So whatever. Thomas, man, no, I I appreciate you. Next week we definitely he's coming back, y'all. Next week as we kind of finish this out too. We're gonna bring some of our friends in and just
Yes.
have a holiday cheer and just bring some
Party.
of folk in and just really celebrate what about life and bring it back to some of the basics that listen, if you're
Facts.
alive, you're doing well, you're not in the hospital, you're not sick, you can walk, you got your mind, whatever, you can talk, dress yourself, or what have you. It is a good day, and we are blessed to see another season. That's what it's about. And that we don't overstress and overthink things. Listen, if you can do
Right.
it, wonderful. If you can't, even better. But just having to encourage you, listen, don't overextend yourself during this time, but do the
Mm-mm.
things that's going to bring you joy and everything. So, any closing words, Thomas?
Marty, one thing I really want to say to the listening audience is this. Don't isolate yourself
Oh,
during
that's
the
good.
holiday season. Sometimes we feel that we don't have enough, right? We don't have what we need to be successful. We don't have what other people have. And I just want to encourage us to just be yourself. Show up the best way
Yes.
that you can show up. Do not stay in the home by yourself. If you want to come over to a friend's house and just have a good time, if you want to play cards, listen to music, do karaoke, find those joyful moments in your life to just be present. I think sometimes we have lost the notion of what it means
Yes.
to be present. And being
Ooh.
present is not always a tangible transactional experience. Being present sometimes just means just showing up. I
And
thank you, Martin, for this opportunity to be on this show. That's showing up. It's not
yes.
transactional.
But you're doing something else. You're not just showing up. You're also being engaged. And one of the fathers told me that um this past Friday. And when I said, the job number one is showing up, and he says, yeah, but my dad showed up, but he wasn't engaged. And so it really is about showing up and being engaged because that's what
Yes.
makes the difference. And that's what
Yes.
changes lives, showing up and being engaged. If you're able to bring something wonderful, if you can't, let's just don't be the joker that don't ever bring anything all the time. Then you're like, you know what?
That
No, you
part.
ain't invited no more because you're not
Right.
engaged. You
Right.
engaged in the eating and taking, but not engaged in the giving. And we got to make sure we're
That
engaged in the
part.
giving as well. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
We have to stop being transactional to do the gift exchange. Okay, here's your gift. Where's my gift? And just be
Yes.
in the moment. I'm telling my clients this every day. Be in the
Yes.
moment, show up. Like they come to the
Yes.
office this week, they are getting a gift. But before we give you a gift, we're gonna have a moment. What is something that you're celebrating about this holiday season? And I am attaching Maslow hierarchy of needs. The basic needs. You got food, it is cold here, Marty, in the DMV.
God
But
bless
your
you.
lights are on, your gas bill is on, you have heat. We got to learn to be thankful for those small things, and we got to stop being transactional. I'm just in this. I am in this
I like
spirit.
that.
I am not a transactional person no more. I have been there, I
Okay.
have done it, but this is not a transactional exchange. This is a fluid exchange. What you expect of me, I expect the same of you. If you want me to
That's good.
respond to you, you got to respond to me. If you want
That's
me to
good.
pour into you, you got to fill me up. It's no longer no transactional things going on over here. So we got to look at those tips and make sure that when we are showing up at the dinner table, at the homes, that we are walking in with a purpose and we're being intentional. Intentionality is so key in 2025 and forward. We got to be intentional with who we are and don't forget our purpose. This is your show. I'm gonna shut up.
You are hilarious. Real? Is this what we're
I
doing?
love you, brother. I
No,
love
you
you.
don't. No, you don't. Whatever. Man, I love you too, man. Definitely, definitely. You know that. I love you like a brother from another mother, and
Sure.
everything. But oh, don't make me fight you on the live show.
You good.
Yes, Thomas, man, I appreciate you, and I'm excited about next week. And
Me too.
get your list together, folks. We're gonna invite in because we want to make this a real festive time, and just to show people how to have a great time. A
Yes.
virtual, like we're going back in the pandemic, a virtual Friends Christmas.
I
And
love that.
just time to show love and that great thing and joy, peace, and kindness. And with that,
Okay.
that
Okay.
looks
Okay.
like and everything. But listen, y'all, I got to do my wonderful plug. Listen, I am so excited to announce my relaunch of Chris is Sad. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this. This is, oh, look at the graphics on that. Thanks, shout out to Tyrus out of Chicago, who really did. Look at that. That is amazing. Chris is Sad, as well as the Chris is Sad coloring book. Now, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, look me up, Mental Health Marty or Martina Sellers, and DM me, and we can get this right out to you. We are doing just this special right now. And the beauty of it is this book cover turns into a poster. And so I'm excited about this. This is the first of a series that's coming out dealing with children and sometimes the hard things in life that children have to go through. This is again going to be out. The website will be up in January where you can order from the website. But if you need them now, I can still get them to you for Christmas. It makes a wonderful Christmas gift. I'm selling the package together for $30 for your Christmas special, the Christmas bundle. So please DM me and I can get with you on how you can get this and get this to your loved ones in their stockings before Christmas. And we are so excited about that. And so please let us know, DM me. But we want to thank you for joining us in this week's on just how to deal with the holiday, and I don't even want to call it the holiday blues, but how to stay well during this holiday season. As we close in this, we want to just remind you in this life, we never want you to secretly suffer in silence in the shadow of shame, but we always want you to speak up, speak out, and live your best life. We'll see you next week. Take care and God bless.